Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Dummy Football Podcast. Here, joined as always by Jordan and Junior. Jordan, how are you doing today?
Great. How are you doing, Junior?
Great. How are you doing, Calvin?
I'm doing good. Thank you guys for asking. Um,
One strike on
Sorry.
you already.
You should have like a little thing right here in the
yeah.
corner.
All right. So we have a lot of games to talk about and a lot of transfers to talk about. So we're just gonna get right into it. Not waste any time. First game on our that we want to talk about is the Chelsea versus Liverpool game, a 0-0 draw at Anfield. Nothing really taken away. Both sides had plenty of chances. Modric coming in and doing making his debut for Chelsea. Um, but it was just a game that could have gone either way. Chelsea seemed to have the better of the chances throughout the game, but just weren't able to capitalize on those chances. I'll start with you, Junior. Your takeaways from this game.
Um, Perhaps the most boring game I've ever seen of Chelsea so far this season. The formation was, um, I liked it, but like I said, we don't have the players for to play this formation. And the only highlight was that we actually saw a little bit of Mudrick, and it was just not enough to judge because it was just taking on a player that we know we a lot of players can do. So it was much of nothing really to me. It's just a blink and you miss type of thing. It's like doesn't tell anything about how the how Chelsea is doing. I'd like to see, but Badiashile, is that his name? Yeah,
Yeah,
he
Shirley.
did really good again. Yeah, he did really good in defending. That was only highlights for me. How well he was defending. Aside from Thiago Silva is still a standout player, and
Right.
him being standout player in this Chelsea is kind of worrying because he's 35, right? I think he's going to be turning 36. It's just crazy
Yeah.
that you have other players that are younger than he's your standout defender. But, he's a veteran for a reason and a world class player for a reason.
Right.
But nothing, yeah, like you said, I think Chelsea could have won. I just keep going on. I'll shut up.
And Jordan, I wanted to ask you about Modric's debut. Obviously, a lot of comparisons already early on that he looks like comparisons to Hazard early on about the way that like he wants to dribble past the opponents and wants to always has his head up and always trying to create something, which I like players like that. They always want to be offensive. But just want to get your thoughts on his debut because I know he was linked to Arsenal as well.
Everybody's seen that highlight that's been going around where he like goes through three players. He's like stumbling, but he still has the ball under his feet, and then he just kicks and it goes out. I didn't think it was like a big debut, but it's there was a lot of promise from him directly going to attack them. Like he's not scared of the Premier League when we've seen past players be scared to attack defenders. But yeah, it was not much of a result. It was pretty average considering that they didn't score anything. I saw that he got a top speed, but like, what do you do with the speed? It was 0-0.
Yeah.
Like I think he still needs. It's gonna take more time than just one game, and you're already comparing him to probably one of the best Chelsea players of all time. I think fans need to chill, and I think the reason that they're overreacting like this is because they haven't had that much success this season. So you have to react about something, but that's about it.
Yeah. Um, Obviously, shared points between Chelsea and Liverpool. No, they still stay in the same spots. None of them moving up or down. On to the City versus Wolves game, 3-0, a win for City after Pep came out and was had some really unpleasant words for his players and the fans, and their players are finding a way to react in this game. They were able to keep a clean sheet and they looked very on top and in control of the game. 3-0 win before, I said City very comfortable, and Haaland getting his another hat trick. Um, just want to go with you, Jordan, first. Is this? Do you think this was a response based on the comments of what they done, or this is just another win in City's tally?
Managerial masterclass from Pep Guardiola, saying the perfect thing to get a reaction from his players I think it's a good time for a run for them. I haven't looked at their schedule. I don't know if it's a schedule going against lower ranked teams, but if I think they could go on a good run right here, especially to it's already halfway through the season, right? Or it's about to be.
Yeah, it's already been.
Yeah, so there's a perfect time to warm up, especially with Champions League coming up too. So I think this is a good thing for him. And Haaland scoring that 3 goals, probably one of the easiest hat tricks I've seen. The only one that was really hard was the header, but that's what happens when you have amazing players like Mahrez and Grealish around him.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk to you about the result, Junior. Do you think this is just how good City were, or was it just how Lopetegui style play left wide open for City?
Yeah, a little bit of both. They can score, and sometimes they take some time. But like you said, the way Lopetegui plays, like you're gonna have chances. So like I said, like City is a good team, but I just don't see them winning. I feel like it's like there's something missing in the team. Like once they go a team that's offensive against them, like they're not as good as they could be.
Mm.
And I feel like it comes down to like the playing style and how like he's still trying to adapt. To me, I still think he's still trying to adapt. Like you said, this team was easy on Haaland, but if
Mm.
it's not like Wolves has the best defenders either in the league.
Right.
So it all comes down to both things.
Yeah. All right, and then next off to the game of the week, I would say the Arsenal versus United game. Arsenal taking a huge win, 3-2 win, and Ketia scoring 2 big goals for Arsenal, and giving them still that 5 point cushion over City. Um, yeah, it felt like a game that we were gonna say, oh, Arsenal are bottoming it, but the resilience of Arsenal to come back into the games like this, it just shows me that they are championship material this season. But I'll go with you, Jordan. Um, your biggest takeaways from this Arsenal game? You're muted.
I don't see it as a resilience thing. I see it more of like we gave up leads. Because, yeah, we got the 1-1 after Rashford scored a great goal, but when we score the second, we need to do better on corners. Rashford and
Yeah, that was a
Tomiyasu
crazy shot.
got in a mix-up and let Emiliano Martinez score the second to tie it. And I think,
Lisandro Martinez.
yeah, I said Martinez.
You said Emiliano Martinez.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of the real Martinez, the good Martinez. And I just think that was a very lucky goal, a mistake on our part. Like I said, this past couple of weeks, I feel like Arsenal keep on shooting themselves in the legs with their inexperience. But luckily, we came back into the game because I was talking to a Manchester United fan earlier today, and he said that he noticed that Eric Ten Hag was kind of playing for the draw when he put in Fred for Anthony. He wasn't going forward. And I think that ended up biting them in the butt when we put in Trossard. And Trossard made an amazing impact in the game, playing on balls, trying to get the ball over. Zinchenko, what a man, got man of the match. The third goal, I think there was an offside in the build-up to the play when Trossard passes it back to Zinchenko. It kind of looks like an offside, but they didn't check it, and they ended up trying to check Nketiah's offsides, which he was perfectly onside, thanks to one Bisaka who ran towards Zinchenko and got caught. But just it was an awesome game. The atmosphere was amazing. Just hearing the fans was crazy. I love when announcers give towards silence and let the ambience of the crowd take over. It was an amazing to see.
Yeah. Junior, are you convinced by Arsenal's performance at the championship material?
Yeah, like I said, it's just like they're inexperienced how young they are, but it's not nothing that can overcome. They're just, like their forwards are all on, like in tune. They know where to be in spaces to, they can find spaces. It's just like he said, like it's just a little misconcentration on some things and just errors that could either be a goal or not be a goal, and then they will luckily it happened in the goal. But yeah, like Arsenal seemed like the better team. Or I don't think Manchester had many shots other than the goals and a few shots here and there. Like I don't think they were that good. Like I said, it's a lot of smoke on Ten Hag. Every other team has been doing really bad. Like if this was a good Chelsea, no way this Manchester United team beats them, or Manchester City doesn't beat this Manchester United team.
Right. Yeah. And obviously, United playing today, won 3-0 against Nottingham Forest and move on to the semifinals of the FA Cup, where they await their next opponent. Um, but on to Spain and the Barcelona versus Getafe game, 1-0 for Barcelona. Junior, your takeaways from this game?
Another boring game. I couldn't like it was just they just couldn't make another goal in. Like as soon as they made a goal, it was a good goal, but they just a bunch of nothing happened. Like I don't know, they couldn't produce something else, and I don't know if it had to do with them playing during the week, and then just the players being tired
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that they were gonna face again, like they were gonna have another game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that played into it, you know, but yeah, it was one of those like when, yeah, like after they would have come back from the Champions League and then they had to play, in the weekend. That's what it felt like. Like it was in like a full throttle team. It was
Right.
kind of like measuring themselves against what their opponent was going to give them.
Right.
Getafe wasn't, pushing much of anything
Right.
for, for Barcelona to lose. So it just, win. Sometimes you just have to script these really like ugly wins, and that's what they did.
Right. Still showing their defensive capabilities. What do you think is the biggest reason to that, Jordan?
Ter Stegen just playing at his best. Like I don't know what happened ever since that new hairstyle. He's been amazing. There was a play where Pedri has like a miscommunication and passes it straight back to Ter Stegen with no power, and they get on the ball, and then like they have to cause them to like make a save, and he makes a save perfectly. Like I don't know, like
Yeah, well, he shoots
it's
them right straight at him.
crazy. Well, yeah, he shoots a kind of mistake of the strike, but like it's still to keep the composure and stay put is crazy to see. I think I seen that they've only let in 6 goals in La Liga.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, Real Madrid 3-1 in the Clásico. So it's I think 9, right?
No, it's 6. It's the 3 without the 3 goals against.
Oh really?
Yeah. They could challenge for Chelsea on how great their defense was that one year with Mourinho, because they seem to all be in tune. Kind of miscommunications sometimes, but nothing too big. And I also want to shout out Getafe's goalie, David Soria, having an incredible season and made pretty good saves in this game.
Yeah. Well, Barcelona keeping up, still ahead in the table, but Real Madrid being able to keep the pressure on them. 2-0 win for Real Madrid against Athletic. Um, yeah, a game that looked like it was going to be much more complicated than what it actually was at the end. Um, Atletico Madrid, I mean Athletic Bilbao, they'd have their chances, but they just seem very wasteful in the final third, not being able to get the shots on target and not being able to really trouble Courtois, um, where you think, oh, this is dangerous. Um, just the Real Madrid that side that was rotated. Dani Ceballos came in, Camavinga came in, Marco Asensio came in. A very different kind of midfielder than what we're used to, and it actually played. They really played really well. I'm being honestly surprised about how good Dani Ceballos has been playing for us. Um, I don't wanna I don't wanna compare players because this is just is not gonna they're
If
not
you
at
say
the same
something crazy, I swear.
they're not at
Go
the
ahead.
same level, but
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say the ability to like control possession and keep possession is very much reminds me of a Sergio Busquets where he's very calm on the ball and what
This guy. Or he
and
plays like a Ronaldinho, Arosa. You're gonna
no
say?
no 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 it's just he's
At
No
least
way he
compare him
plays
with
like
someone in his
the
position.
Sergio Busquets guy. Dude, if you would have said Pedro Leon, I would have been like, all right, yeah, Pedro Leon when he was in Getafe, sure. No way,
You
Sergio
got to compare him
Busquets.
to right back. It's a more realistic thing.
a right back. What are you talking
He's talking
about?
about Dani
I'm
Ceballos.
talking about Dani Ceballos.
Oh, center mid.
You could have said
Boy,
Brahim Diaz. I would have passed that one too, but like, yeah, sure.
I
if you
said
would have said Isco,
the way he holds on to the
I would have
possession.
said yeah.
So the way he holds on to the possession. I'm not talking about
Dude, you're so
anywhere.
delusional. It's sickening right now. Like that. I'm gonna vomit.
Let it finish, you. I want to hear it because I haven't watched that much to bio, so I want to hear it.
No,
Go on.
and also being
That was
been
it.
no, it also has been very important to us as well, being very influential in the final third, being able to connect the
Final turd.
final third, being able to connect our defense to attack and just been playing really well. I hope to continue seeing him in the starting 11 for us because he's been playing really well. Um,
How
one of
old
our
is he?
midfielders, surprise midfielders. What?
How old is Dani Ceballos?
I think he's 25 or 26, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's like a year older than Valverde.
He's in that perfect age where you could reach
Yeah,
your prime.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I still don't rate him. He was pulling the hair of a 18-year-old Gavi. I don't know if you remember that. That guy reminds me of a Sergio Busquets. Instead of who? Dani Ceballos.
I did not.
This guy.
Who would Danny Ceballos take a spot in Real Madrid? Who do you think he
Well,
would
right
take?
now he's been
Who's
playing way better than Kroos, I would say.
Yeah,
Kroos
I would
plays
agree.
somewhat similar to what Dani Ceballos has to offer, but
I feel like Kroos
even
is tired.
though Ceballos has a little bit more of back and forth that Tony Kroos doesn't really offer. So I think he's been playing, and um, Ancelotti came out and said that they talked to he talked to Kroos and Modric and let him know that this was a transitional year and they both understand that they are not going to be playing every game and that he is trying to transition that midfielder. So um, yeah, I just feel like Ceballos has been playing really well. It might also bad to do that, like he's playing for his contract because his contract is running out, but he's been a really a surprise midfielder for us. And Marco Asensio too. That they've been playing him more as his number 10 spot, and he's been really influential as well. I mean, we obviously know that that's where he wants to play. But let me just
Or
to
reminds you of Cesc.
what
He reminds you of Cesc.
who
Asensio.
No, he doesn't remind me of.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
say.
hopefully,
Let me rephrase. I did not say
He just
Ceballos
was
was
referring to one thing
was
of Sergio
anywhere near.
he-
Busquets. He wasn't saying that all Busquets, Junior. He was
no,
just
but he
saying that
said
one thing.
Busquets. I'd say somebody else that keeps possession. You could have said a player
No,
even
because
from your team.
Busquets is
That's kind of
calm on
disrespectful,
possession,
honestly.
and that's how Ceballos is. He's very calm on possession, and that's what I
Oh,
was going to say.
he's really calm when he was pulling the hair of a
Oh
18-year-old
my god.
Gavi. That's real calm to me. Calm master over here.
All right, calm down, Stephen Naismith over there. Go on, Calvin.
All right, just Real Madrid face Atletico Madrid next. Just wanted to hear your guys' predictions for the game. Jordan, I'll go with you first. Your prediction for the game in the Copa del Rey.
Oh, well, we already gave our predictions. I was saying 2-1 for Atletico Madrid. After seeing how they played in Athletic Bilbao in their stadium, like just seeing how much the fans, like Benzema quieting the fans was one of the. I like those moments when a goal gets scored and the fans just go quiet. That's one of the best moments for a striker, I feel.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Real Madrid have been really hot, and just from hearing you describe how they've been playing, I think I'm gonna switch my pick to Real Madrid winning. I don't
Jordan,
know what score. I'm not gonna do a score, but I see Real Madrid winning.
Junior, your prediction for the game?
Atletico Madrid. I hate Real Madrid. I hate Ramiro. I hope Danny Ceballos doesn't do anything in this game and he gets shut down.
Bro,
Jesus.
you're such a hater, dude. All right, on
I
to the
have
next
to.
the next game. The Valencia versus Almeria 2-2 draw. A disappointing draw for Valencia. Um, Jordan, your takeaways for this game?
We need to do better, dude. I don't know what the hell's going on. Attacking, we do good. We do good in the Copa Rey, but when it comes to La Liga, we struggle to get results. Again, the same thing where we score two, we're up 2-1, and we give up the lead. Like, there's something about this new style of football where I don't think they care about keeping clean sheets. Because I don't know what's up going on with Gattuso, but just struggling with that. And then again, getting scored on in a set piece. Just like Martinez really needs to do better there. I don't know if he feels conflicted in trying to come out and trying to stay in because he has dropped balls in the past.
Mm.
But just a very bad result. I think we should have got a win there. But Almeria is a really good team, so they are those teams that kind of beat those giants of Spain.
Yeah.
But just need to start doing better because I feel like the players do buy it into Gattuso, but for some reason the results just aren't there.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, Valencia going against Atletico de Bilbao in the Copa del Rey. Um, Junior, your predictions for that game?
Which one? Valencia against Athletic Bilbao.
Yep.
All right. Well, like Jordan said, I think Valencia kind of put in all their what's it called, all their money on the Copa del Rey. I think that's their only chance of getting a trophy this year. I feel like they're going all in for that. So whatever it takes, kind of mentality in that competition. I feel like they don't think they could. The Liga is pretty hard to win as per usual, but they'll get some European spot. I think still. But yeah, I feel like Valencia um, could win.
Jordan, your score prediction?
Valencia all the way, 7-0.
Ah.
It's
We're
not
going to show
PSG.
Williams why he should have left.
It's not PSG against a fourth-tier French team.
We're going to show Williams why they should leave.
And well, what's it called? That leads on to the Copa del Rey fixture between Barcelona and Sociedad. Barcelona being able to get out of the Camp Nou with a 1-0 win against Sociedad. Obviously, Sociedad had that. Alexander Sorloth had that one chance where he missed to level things, and just Sociedad Ter Stegen coming up big again for Barcelona. Um, just really quickly, Junior, your reaction to the game.
I didn't watch the game, but that was a red card. Dude, I'm busy and working, earning some money, so I can
Can I
watch
talk
these
about the
games.
game?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that goal from Dembele, an interesting strategy. I've seen Saka do that strategy before, where you just kick it with pure power at the front post. And sometimes the goalies feel conflicted because when you're at that tight angle, they sometimes feel like, oh, they're going to pass it
Cross
to
it.
my side. But it ended up hitting the goalie Ramiro's hand and going in, which was a very lucky goal for Barcelona. But Barcelona never kept that pressure on Real Sociedad. I feel like Real Sociedad are gonna be saying, "Oh, the red card. If we didn't have the red card, we would have won that game." But Barcelona were dominating them.
Mm.
Oyarzabal got subbed off at halftime, I think. So you could tell that Real Sociedad just were defeated. Sorloth had that chance, but I think he was offsides. They were arguing that even if he would have scored, maybe it would have been an offsides because of Balde like holding on to him. but just Barcelona dominating, getting a 1-0 win, uh, which I think Cruyff would hate watching.
But
But you see why they're so good defensively.
yeah, um, another result that that happened for the Copa del Rey was Osasuna eliminating Sevilla. We know how much Sevilla are struggling at the moment. Flirting with relegation at the moment, but yeah, just things getting worse for Sevilla as of right now. Osasuna being able to get a 2-1 win. Um, on to Italy, Juventus versus Atalanta, a 3-3 draw. Very very equal kind of game. A game that both of them feel that they probably should have came out of one, but it was a very attacking game. Atalanta seemed to be the better of the two, but just Juventus showing their individual quality. Um, uh, what's it called? Once again, and being able to rely on that to get them that draw. Um, I'll start with you, Junior. Um, a turnaround for Juventus, maybe.
I didn't watch the
Jordan.
game.
Well, at least say your thoughts on the result.
I don't care about Juventus. They got 15 points deducted. That's what I think
Jordan.
about that.
What was the score again? You said
3-3.
3-3.
very impressive from Atalanta. We've seen them score a lot lately. I feel like they could kind of go on a run for maybe Champions League, maybe Europa League, but it's kind of hard when you sell your best players to the teams in the same league, you know.
Yeah.
But good, it's nice to get a draw, especially because I know both our teams struggled.
Yeah, what's it called? It was a really a weird one where Danilo of all players have been really. He's been wearing the captain's armband and he's been performing really well for Juventus in that back three that Allegri likes playing, and a Di Maria that is kind of playing like a second striker behind Vlahovic and has been really performing well. And it just I mean, there were 2-1 down at halftime, and uh, Juventus being able to get that draw back, um, it just was really impressive from them. Um, but how you said, I think those 15-point deductions gonna be a lot for them. They would have to get on a really good streak of games to be able to maybe even get top four, but it seems very unlikely. Um, onto the Inter game, 1-0 win for Empoli. Um, Jordan, your thoughts on the game?
Skriniar being very sloppy with his tackles. I think I said last time I was talking to you when we were talking off air that Skriniar only has 3 yellow cards.
Mm.
He got 2 yellow cards in this game, resulting in a red card. I don't know what has happened, but we just like doing sloppy tackles in defense. And Poli played us really well. I think it was the first time they won. They beat us in San Siro since 2006. So this was like a big game for them. We're just like our chances aren't good. I don't know why we're still playing Romelu Lukaku off the bench. I just he hasn't been playing good. Even when he came on off the bench, didn't do anything. Like Empoli just played perfect football, just dominating us, passing all over us. You can see why a lot of the big Italian teams go to get players at Empoli. They're really good at developing the youngsters and letting them really play. The goal was a mistake from Onana trying to like punch the ball out with his fist or like palm it out,
Hmm.
but it just goes right under him. Where like you hope he would have made a more conservative save, but he's kind of known for being more flashy with his saves.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, could Skriniar be thinking about PLG maybe? His mind not and Inter. They've been saying that PLG want him on a free transfer and trying to get him in the January. But yeah, very unlike Skriniar. Always known for his defensive durability. Um, Junior, anything you want to say about this game?
I'm glad Inter lost.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Milan then. 4-0. 4-0 Milan lose.
Yeah, good team.
Oh yeah, good team.
Not
All of a sudden.
Empoli.
Oh,
What?
we'll see when you guys
Empoli?
play Empoli. We'll see when you guys play Empoli.
Watch us
We'll
win.
see what
Watch us
happens.
win. Hey, second of the league. Never seen that.
Man, I loved watching that 4-0 beat down on Milan, dude. So freaking hilarious. How'd you like Pedro dominating against you guys?
How many champions do you guys have?
It always comes
That's what
up, huh? It always
Yeah,
comes up.
we have it for a reason.
Oh yeah, we've had it for a reason. You guys
Yeah,
didn't have it last year.
All
they're
right,
in the
let me
trophy
talk
room.
about the. Let me
They're in the
talk
trophy
about
room.
Wait,
the.
let me just say
Don't
one of the
check the
funniest thing the
door,
commentator said. One of the funniest thing the commentator said, who is a Milan fan, he said, it's unbelievable that Milan won if they're playing this way with the same players. It's so unbelievable they've won last season. Now we see how crazy it was that they won last year. And I just think that's really telling of how you guys have been playing.
Yeah, if imagine if they were that bad and every team was way worse.
By 1 point.
I mean, we still won. Did you
Okay.
win
All
it?
right, all right.
Did you? Did Milan?
Let's
Let
talk
me
about the
talk.
4-0 lose.
Did Inter
Let's talk
win
about
it?
the 4-0 loss.
Let me talk.
Let's talk
Did
about the
Inter win
4-0
it?
loss.
All
Did
right, all
Inter
right,
win
all
it?
right, all right. Relax, guys. Relax,
That's all I'm
relax,
saying.
relax. Let me talk about the game first.
All right, we'll talk about it. You guys won. Congrats. We're tied in titles.
Okay, okay,
Like, what do
okay,
you want?
okay, okay. All right. As Jordan let it know, the last game, the Lazio versus Milan game, 4-0 win against Lazio. Just Milan, very awful, terrible. I don't know what else you can say. The defense very disappointing. Tomori, Kalulu, just not playing at the level that we're used to. Tonali, Benacer, Liao goes missing at times. Diaz has been just very underwhelming. Messias and Salamakers are not good enough for this Milan side, and there's no service for Giroud. Um, so it was just really disappointing in all stages of attack, all stages of the formation, just really disappointing. Um, and just Milan not being that Milan that we seen, last year. Um, and just a Lazio side, a very good Lazio side, coached by still by Mauricio Sarri that know what they play to and they know their strength and just been really really good with the reinforcements and the summer transfer business and being able to bring that talent. Um, Junior, I'm gonna go to you. Your reaction to the game.
Yeah, like you said, it comes down to the formation and then the defense. You can't put a left back who was a right back naturally. Like he's gonna offer you not much of anything and like that. It's not like he's good at left back either. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like a Joao Cancelo who could actually perform that role. And he's not known for being defensive either. So I don't know why he thought this would be a good idea. I'd rather have, a center back over there if that's what you're gonna be trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because did you want him to attack? There's Lazio team that are known for attacking.
Yeah.
Like it was like all of it was wrong. So it's the formation.
Yeah.
It wasn't gonna work out. And then he Yoli is a very Italian in that way that they're gonna play away to the death, and like he died on the field.
Yeah.
4-0 displays that.
Yeah. Uh, Jordan, your reaction to the game?
Lazio played all over the field, and every angle of the field, Lazio had the ball dominating it. Milinkovic Savic, you see why he's linked to big clubs moving. Amazing player. Luis Alberto playing in the center mid, even though there is some tension with Sari, he still gets to start. Romagnoli finally playing with the club that he loves, playing against Milan where it ended in bad terms. Just a masterclass of how great Sari can be, and I hope he goes back to the Premier League because I think he's great when he has the support of the owners that know that he can have a great playing style. Tomori going off injured was tough to see for Milan. I don't know if it's a big injury because he did walk off the field, but then Calabria at the end of the game having to be held up by two assistants to be taken off. Another injury coming to Milan, but I think, to be honest, like it was fun to watch. As being biased, it was very fun to watch, but it's crazy to see how many of these teams that are known to be great are struggling right now. And I think a big part of that was Tonali didn't play his best game. Benacer again, they don't play well together. I don't know what it is. I think they're trying to be too defensive with the center mids, but then like Junior says with the right back and the left back, they are more offensive with Dest. Like I don't know. I think Pioli might actually I think he might get fired. Like I wouldn't see it as a far prediction of him being fired. Messias, like Junior said last episode, I don't know why he's playing. Salamaker should get the start. Salamaker's played great coming off the bench. Try to create with Leao, but Leao has also been kind of off lately after the World Cup. I think his mind is elsewhere, getting maybe a transfer because he knows he is that valuable to that team, and we've just seen how valuable he is when he's not performing at his best.
Yeah. Just
But it also goes back to the thing about how like the big teams. I think it's like if you see the transfers that Milan have been doing, they're like it's not like you're like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna be in the starting 11 for sure. He comes in starting
right.
11.
Right.
Like the last big signing might have been what Giroud. Was that the biggest big signing that I'm thinking top of my head? I think
Yeah.
I don't remember anybody
It
else.
was De Cateler. He was the
But he's
most.
not a yeah, but he's not a starter. That's what I mean. Like you're just like, oh, this guy's gonna start. Like he was a promising talent. He's a promising talent that you just don't know where you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing about football right now. You're just betting on is this
On
guy
him.
gonna play out or not.
Yeah.
And I think they should go back to just getting Italians. Just they're in there. They know the thing.
Well, to your point,
Great, Lazio.
to your point, Milan currently linked to Nicolo Zaniolo, currently talking to Rome about a possible loan with an option to buy. It looks like Zaniolo wants to move out of Rome, probably a disagreement with Mourinho. And just Milan are one of the front runners to possibly land Zaniolo. Also, Spurs are as well in there. But from what from what I've read, it feels like Milan camp are confident that they'll be able to sign him, but it'd be a welcome signing. We've talked about how uh, how inconsistent Brahim Diaz has been, and possibly can fill that void for playing behind Giroud
See, this is the
currently.
thing. Like, he's having a fallout with Mourinho. I don't know. That's a red flag already to me. Like, because what's Mourinho gonna say that's not, he's not saying something just negative just to be negative, Like, if he's saying some criticism is to make him better. So the fact that he having a fallout with him is kind of a red flag for me. As
Right.
I'd be like, I actually wouldn't want him. I
That's
mean,
an interesting link because he is a player that could play center forward and he could play everywhere on the field. But I don't know what disagreement they have. I haven't really looked into it,
but
It
but
looks
it's
like it's
interesting.
that the actual position that he wants to play, which is behind a striker. It's not He's not playing to that position, and he just doesn't feel comfortable playing in that
Well, he can't
formation
play there. Lorenzo Pellegrini's there, who's
because
obviously way better.
they play with like this Mourinho currently plays with like a three
play
four
with
three
Tammy
type of
Abraham.
formation with Dybala, and obviously Dybala coming in, and Pellegrini and Tammy Abraham. Um, he just um, he just wants a move away.
He seems like he doesn't want to fight for his spot.
It could
He
be
just
it
wants
too.
to walk in that 11. I mean, you put him in this Milan thing, I think he walks into this 11. I take him over
I was
Garcia
waiting to
and
hear
Brahim
that.
Diaz. People subpar.
Yeah,
I'd actually rather they went like a 4-4-2 and have Lau and Giroud up top.
right. Yeah, that'd be more. It fit the players more.
I mean, more balanced. They wouldn't let it 4 goals. I'll tell you that
Shout
much.
out Sakagni, who's been playing really well this season.
Yeah.
The Italian left winger.
But
Yeah.
also Romagnoli, like the fact that Milan just let him go.
Well, that was his boyhood club supposedly. Like he's a big Lazio fan, and
Yeah,
which
because
is
he's
funny
from
because he
Rome.
used to play for Rome.
Yeah, he's from Rome.
They're both from Rome.
All right,
No, but he used to play for like the rivals across.
onto
I'm
the
saying the Lazio
Bundesliga
team.
games. Borussia Dortmund 4 against Augsburg's 3. Um, a late winner from I think it was Gio Reyna, if I remember correctly in that game. Um, Gio Reyna showing his talent and his quality, and showing how important he is to this Dortmund side. Um, really quickly, Junior, your thoughts on the game?
What? Like,
Your
You
no,
thought?
cut
you cut
out
off.
on
Yeah,
ours.
you cut off.
I was gonna
So
ask
you
for
were
your
like, but
thoughts on
that
the game.
did Gio Reyna, the American, the best, the American, where's the American boy, American dream? I mean, but it's worrying to me to see him still come off the bench. Like, to me, like coming off the bench is great and all, but at the end of the day, what it tells me is that you can't play a full game. Like, you're not good enough to play a full game. To be great, you got to play a full game. You're not gonna see Messi coming off the bench.
Right.
You know, and then you're like everybody hailing him to be a great player. Like, that's just not that's not how you become good. You have to play a full game. So there's obviously some deficiencies in his game and him being injured and all this. So hopefully he gets a start and he keeps the starting position
Right.
because it's good to see him score, but I don't. That's not what I want from a player. And this goes for Pulisic as well because it seems recurring with most of our forwards.
Right. Yeah, the next game was the Gladbach 2, Leverkusen 3. Um, Xavi Alonso's Leverkusen keeping up the form that they led us off to the World Cup, being able to get results. Um, Jordan, your thoughts on this game?
It was 3-2.
Yeah.
well, Borussia Mönchengladbach have been that type of team that always kind of is in the mix with the top seven. And to get a result there was pretty impressive because they haven't really. I think it's Mönchengladbach or there's another German team that they've never won it. Oh, it was Bayer Leverkusen. That's who it is. But just two teams kind of challenging for the top spots. It was impressive for Xabi Alonso to get that result, but like he hasn't. He's kind of been on and off because he loses games by a lot, and then he wins close games. So I think it's just another step in learning this managerial.
Right.
The Mikel Arteta of the Bundesliga.
And then the last game, the Bayern won versus Cologne won. Another draw for Bayern at home. Junior, your thoughts on the game?
Like I said, they need a number 9 threat. Like you're not gonna win games with Choupo-Moting. You know, this just goes down to that. Like, and I would actually want to see Musiala to be up top just to like feel him out if he could, be that falls number 9 type of role
Right.
and have someone beneath him just to feed him balls.
Right.
Because obviously your strikers aren't producing, so you got to make something out of your midfield somewhere. Like when Gundogan stepped up for Manchester City, and he seemed to be like their number 9 all of a sudden. Something like that. You got to produce something.
Right. All right. Really quickly, I just want to go through some transfers that have gone a little bit under the radar, or we haven't talked a lot. And I'm just gonna ask one of you for your reactions to the transfers, and what you think and how you see this player fitting into the team. So we'll start with Madueke to Chelsea. Junior, your thoughts on the player and the transfer itself?
Honestly, I think they just got him because he's English. Like at PSV, he wasn't, a standout player. He was just an English player, and they produced. He was, what the Eredivisie produces, just tricky wingers, and they'll take one-on-ones. But Eredivisie, like most players, that's what they do. Like they just take you one-on-one and be fast, and then they come to any other league, and then they're just not doing them because it's just how defensively frail the Eredivisie is. So it's still up in the air. He is young, so he could develop into something better, but it's just, I think, just to fill up in the books of English players. My thoughts so far.
All right, Jordan, your thoughts on the Danjuma to Spurs transfer? Obviously, going on loan with an option to buy at the end of the season.
That's a big time player going the Premier League. I think we'll see these English pundits be, oh, who is this guy? Oh, we never heard of him. Like he's really, really good. Like I think he should have been starting with the Netherlands team, but Van Gaal doesn't play with left mids that much. But he's a very good player. Kind of bummed that they got him.
Yeah, obviously had
big
big step on his career. Obviously, kind of tear the league up with Villarreal last season, and now getting this move to Spurs. A real quick one that I want to talk about that is just my thoughts are just Maxim Perron from going to City, an Argentinian midfielder. Honestly, I don't think this guy's ever going to play for City. I think he's going to be put into the City group, sent out on loan. Somebody might buy him, and then we'll sell him. I don't see this guy coming into the City.
Who'd you guys buy him from?
I think it was Racing Club, if I remember correctly.
Racing Club could produce.
That guy's gonna start, dude. That guy's gonna be good.
I mean, what do you know about football, honestly?
Well, I'm not saying that he's not good, but I don't see him coming into the City side. I mean, you got players like Bernardo Silva, Foden, De Bruyne.
Maybe Carabao and FA Cups, maybe, but like it's gonna be hard to get in that team.
I don't know. It's gonna take a lot for him to come into the City group, but and we'll see what his career.
I mean, they bought him for a reason. Pep Guardiola is not fickle with who they get, and this whole group. So they obviously see something in him.
The same.
Yeah, it's just
Why are you
like
making that
when
face?
we bought
this
we
could be
bought
a
Douglas
Stefan
we bought
Ortega
Douglas Luis as
type
well,
of
and he
signing.
never played for us either
Who?
under Guardiola. Douglas Luis.
Douglas Luis?
Yeah.
Well, like, I mean, there's a lot of factors, but, Douglas Luis out of what?
The Angel
How
Herrera
many
we also
players?
bought under Guardiola.
Two under out of what? You make it seem like he's gonna hit. He's gonna have 100% hit.
We
Come on,
bought
guy.
Aaron Moy too under him. He never
He's
played
not
for us.
Arson. Yeah, but dude, like, he obviously sees something in him. That's what I mean. Like, either if he develops to what he wants, that's up to the player. Like, you can't. It's just
I
you
think
haven't
it's.
seen him. You're already doing him.
I think another cool thing is that they have the city group, so you're allowed to send him to Girona and stuff like that. So I think that player could develop.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I-
We'll see where.
Yeah,
his career
Argentine
goes.
players going to La Liga is the way to go, I think, and then championship after.
All right, Jordan, your reaction to Joseph Martinez leaving Atlanta United for Inter Miami?
Who?
Club legend. Uh, won the MLS Cup, won countless things with us. Forever in my heart. I remember watching that final where he scored. Oh my God, I love Joseph Martinez. I wish he wouldn't have gone, but I see why he would go because Inter Miami are kind of the new hot team, and I think he could see that they could challenge for the MLS Cup. But I don't like it that he went into our conference.
Right. All right, Junior, Pablo Sarabia going to Wolves, obviously at a request from Julian Lopetegui.
Yeah, go for him. PSG weren't using him, so and he's a great talent. He needs to be playing. You know, you can't just like that's the type of thing that dooms PSG. They just stuck up talent and like all these wages and all these different formations that they. How are you gonna put all these players in?
Right.
And they wonder why they can't win the Champions League with all these fucking players.
Win the league, okay. It's not like you've never won it before.
But winning the league is a big deal. I heard Pep
Yeah, I know.
Guardiola say that it is a
Yeah,
big
I
deal.
know it's a big deal, but when you're rating every other team in the league,
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And then Mukoko renewing with Borussia Dortmund, extending his contract till I believe it's 2026. I believe if I remember correctly. So obviously being able to extend his contract there and for the future. I don't know if the about lying about his age had anything to do to stay with Borussia Dortmund, but
I think that was a big part of that, to be
for the
honest.
foreseeable future. And then
he does look older.
one,
I said
One
he
of-
does look older than what he is.
yeah, Junior, your thoughts about the Weston McKennie to Leeds?
Um,
All but confirmed.
this to me confirms that US is finally in the football world. Like this usually happens with other teams. Like they have like 7 French players in a team, and you're like, what the hell?
Like Wolves with Portugal.
Yeah, exactly like that. Like I hope he keeps on signing American players. I would not, I would love that. But
To
he's
be
a great
honest,
signing.
I'm Jesse Marsh. Just go freaking manage the USA, dude. I don't know what the hell you're doing.
I don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a different sport. It's a different sport, bro. You could learn. Like, I don't know why the hell he's.
Like I get it. Like day to day, and it'll never be having
The same.
what
Yeah.
every month for like 2 weeks. That's kind of crazy.
Next
It's just
up,
like-
Christian Pulisic.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I don't think he's producing enough for him to be having him.
Oh, we
I
gotta
mean-
talk about any more
I
transfers.
mean, if anybody can get the best out of Pulisic, why not March?
Yeah.
That's pretty much all the transfers that I wanted to go through.
Can I
So,
mention one transfer?
Go ahead.
Miroslav Orsic going to Southampton. now that they've knocked Manchester City out of the Carabao Cup, I think Orsic could play a big part in that team. Left wing, 30-year-old who played really well for Croatia and Dynamo Zagreb. I think a player who's kind of hit his prime at a later stage in his age. We've seen that happen before with players, but a big signing for pretty cheap, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That
Oh,
so
the Polish defender, Jack, that Arsenal got,
Jakub
Oh,
Kiwior.
Jacob Kiwior.
Jakub.
Yeah, we talked
Like
about it
Russian.
last episode.
Jacob.
Jakub.
Yeah, Jacob Kiwior.
In American, if it was American, his name would be Jacob. Yes.
Well, I'm American, so Jacob.
Yes, right.
Yeah, the good signing. I haven't really looked into him. I know he played in Spezia and he played every group stage for Poland.
He was recommended by Lewandowski when of the players like he was recommending to Barcelona of players they should look at. So if you go by that, then he should be a talent that.
Pretty good.
Yeah, like after we're done with this podcast, I'm gonna queue up those highlights because I want to see what he did in Spezia and Poland.
All right. Well, that concludes our episode for today. Please like and subscribe if
Wait,
you
didn't
liked
Junior
what you
have
watched
something
it.
you wanted to talk about?
I have a lot of things to talk about. Oh, the men's national team, they lost to Serbia 2-1. They were tied at the half, and then as soon as the half started, Serbia scored, and then the U.S. didn't produce much. They were trying, but they just didn't make goals. And Brandon Vasquez scored. So,
Shout out Atlanta United prospect.
and he was
he's in
assisted by
Cincinnati
guess
now.
who? Another Atlanta United guy,
Wiley?
ex,
Oh, Gressel?
or Gray Cross.
It's like Atlanta United made United States national team, dude.
Dumb.
I was gonna do a reaction.
Serbia's not a bad team to lose. They have some pretty good talent.
You also gotta say that there was a lot of MLS guys and a lot of like.
It's a lot of players that this
secondary
new
leagues.
interim coach is trying out too.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
a friendly too. Like,
Julian Gressel was a stand-up. Paxton, both the Paxton, even though one of the Paxton didn't play. Cade
Aronson, you mean?
Reshu.
Thank you.
No, the other one, his brother.
Oh,
One is Paxton with an E, and the other one's a Paxton with an O. And then Brandon Vasquez is another stand-up, and Alejandro Sendejas, he was playing on the wings. You usually see him playing as a striker a little bit.
when you said Brandon Vasquez scored, Junior, I was gonna do a reaction before that, but then you said he scored, and I was like, oh, I was gonna go like this and then go, fuck,
But what?
about the USA losing.
Oh.
I like
Yeah.
taking it too serious, but it was just a friendly.
No, I mean it's good for to try to see like what
Yeah.
these players are like can provide, even though a friendly. Like you got to show what you don't want to lose, So you
Right.
got to show what you're capable of.
And especially against, it's not like.
It wasn't a starting
no.
Serbia either, but it was a good Serbia team.
Yeah, that it's not like one of these. No disrespect to any of the nations, but a lower, nation country. It was a European that contributes a lot of great players.
You wouldn't say this as it was Yugoslavia.
Dumb.
What was the other things you want to talk about, Junior?
But what? You got to remind me. I want to talk about a lot of things.
The thing that you saw on your phone, the thing that you sent.
I said a lot of things.
Well, which one do you want to talk about most?
What do you guys think about a Champions League being in the U.S.? Because they're proposing that, and a few years back they proposed it from New York. Do you remember when they couldn't do it in Russia, I believe, and then they had to move it from Russia?
Mhm.
So at that time they were like, who would be ready to,
Mhm.
and they were like, let's do it in the U.S. and New York. So that was when that idea kind of started. I mean, I know Europe hates it. They would,
Yeah,
they hate America with a
yeah,
passion.
yeah.
But the money that they could bring, the
I guess they
celebrities,
hate people that win, you know.
they just gonna hate.
Where would the game be at? Would it be in New York?
Yeah, they're saying that they want to. If anything, they would want to do it in the Yankee Stadium, which is kind of crazy, but that's what
They
they would
should do
want
it
to
in
play there.
Miami. Miami would have been perfect.
It's not big enough.
Well, they could do it in LA, the SoFi Stadium, or the Las Vegas Stadium.
Yeah, but I think they want to stay to the East Coast, so you don't have to stay like up really late.
It's faster to travel from Europe.
Well, I
Maybe in
mean, obviously, as an American, I wouldn't mind it, but the biggest issue is the European because it's UEFA and they want to keep it within your European nation. So, but I mean, as an American, of course, why not? The Champion League in our home country, easier for us Americans to go watch the Champions League, and it does I mean, it does create some buzz, and you would create a lot of money, especially if it was like how you said in a stadium, in a baseball stadium of all of that.
But
I
it's
think
like,
it's what's the capacity? It's like
is it like 50,000, 60,000?
I believe it's
I
something
wouldn't
like
know.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
I
But
don't think they should come. To be
New
honest,
York wants to build their own stadium,
hmm
right? I think in Queens they wanted to, but I'm not sure.
yeah,
Either Queens or Brooklyn that they wanted to
yeah,
build one, and that I think that would be better if it's a soccer specific stadium.
yeah,
But Yankee Stadium's a big. It's I mean, like an iconic stadium. So
yeah.
might as well play in Fenway.
I mean, Liverpool. They're like, hey, we could offer you our brothers'
But
stadium.
obviously, yeah, I'd love to see it. I have no problem with that. But
Honestly,
I know
stay where you're at,
Europeans
UEFA.
don't like
Stay
it.
where you're at. That's my thought on it. Stay where the hell you're at, dude. We have a CONCACAF Champions League. We gotta grow our sport. We don't have to grow yours, fucking UEFA.
Well, it's not about growing our sport. It's just getting
Yeah, but then
more
they'll become
Americans
here, and
into
then
the
people won't
European
watch
football.
CONCACAF. People will be like, "Oh, well, Champions League, UEFA. We need to focus on CONCACAF Champions League. We need to
Well,
grow it here."
Well, if you
well,
ever think that the CONCACAF competition will be to the level of the Champions League, I don't think it'll ever be that big.
Well, because they're very corrupt over there, and we're corrupt, but we don't have the money to do it, to be as corrupt as they, as to cover the stuff up. But I think there's good competition in the CONCACAF. Have you seen how many players have gone to Europe and have not succeeded, but have succeeded? There's a lot of players that have come out of the CONCACAF, like Leon Bailey, a lot of Americans over there, a lot of Mexicans, a lot of players from those Caribbean nations that have gone to play in teams. Not like stand out, like, oh my God, this is the
Islam.
greatest player, but a lot of rotating players have gone into
Shaka Islam.
top leagues.
What, dude? Newcastle United legend.
Yeah, the Newcastle United
The West
legend.
Ham.
And West Ham Hammer of the Year.
Yeah. Dude, how many Hammer of the Years you know?
Payet. Didn't Payet win Hammer of the Year?
Payet has never won a
No more.
trophy, right, Junior?
Yeah. He's
How many games?
He's gotten 148 goals without a trophy and 697 or 96 games without a trophy.
That's crazy.
I mean,
At
he
some
might
point, you
win
gotta
one at
ask yourself.
Marseille.
At some point, you gotta ask yourself: is it me? That's the
It is.
problem.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, now that you're mentioning the big name there here, that's kind of telling. It's Di Natale, 258 goals, and it's just because he stayed in his hometown and
Didn't say.
Well, sometimes it's
554
more than
games.
trophies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. He was, the people probably love him more than anything ever.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool
yeah.
in itself. But the big one is Harry Kane. I don't think he'll ever win a trophy. The meme of the year.
I saw
The
people
meme
were
of the
saying
century.
that, oh, he should go to Liverpool, he should go to Bayern so he could win a trophy, but it's like, what is that going to prove? Spurs didn't succeed for that long, or like whatever. Like, you're the dumbass that stayed. Like, what the? Like, it's not their fault that after some point, if they don't build around you and it's not working, you should leave. I don't know why he's like, oh, I'll stick around because they'll fix it. Like, at some point, he should have said, especially when he was at his prime, he should have made that leap to a bigger team. And I think Spurs fans would have respected that. I don't think they would have been like, oh, what the heck?
Well, apparently there's rumblings that United are gonna go in for him in the summer. That's gonna be their big striker signing, Harry Kane to United.
I can't wait to see Weghorst and Harry Kane.
Honestly, go for it, and then I hope they get relegated. That'd be the dream.
Well, Everton are the ones that are going to get relegated.
Yeah.
Just fired Frank Lampard, too. Heartbreaker to see. And this was all Chelsea's fault because they didn't stick with him. Yeah, we see what Chelsea does with their club.
We should have stuck with Sadi. I don't know why we didn't stick with Sadi, dude. But
well, now you're wishing that he wouldn't stick with Sadi because he wouldn't have embarrassed me.
I mean, we got embarrassed no matter what. It might have been somebody else, but I was gonna also mention the IFFHS men's CONCACAF team of the year, and this is the. See, you're a big footballer fan, Colin. You know IFFHS is the federation that it does the scoring of the, how well clubs perform during the year, and they actually it's kind of more not FIFA
they keep
standards, but
everything,
it's just
basically.
yeah, it's not popular vote kind of thing. It's more like stats and how many minutes and all this stuff. So the team is it's a 4-4-3. Matt Turner in goal. Alfonso Davies as a left back. Walker Zimmerman and Cesar Montes as center backs.
Yep.
Serginho Dest as right back. The midfield is Luis Chavez, Christian Pulisic, and Tyler Adams. The front three, Tim Tiweya in the left, Jonathan David in the middle, and then Ethan Lozano on the right. Agree, disagree? What would you put in?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot of the players in the CONCACAF, but yeah, I agree with it.
There's only like 4 teams.
I know a lot of them were Americans. I don't know. Who's Pulisic?
Is it pronounced Palacic?
I like Cesar Montes getting in there because he was a big player for Monterrey. I think Luis Chavez is kind of hyped there because he scored that one amazing free kick. I don't think he should have been there. But the whole team is pretty decent. If it's based on stats,
we can. Oh wait, no, never mind.
If it's based on stats, then I kind of tend to go with them instead of the popular vote.
Can we add Mikel Antonio because he's Jamaican now?
I mean, you can, but I don't know why he would be there. He didn't win a league like Jonathan David, so Inter Lozano could win the league too.
Yeah,
Napoli, that's kind of crazy. Who would have thought? And Mexico.
not me.
Maybe Kevin Alvarez for right back.
Yeah, that's the only problem for me. The Serginho Dest, he hasn't performed enough to be. But it's just that he plays a lot. They just play him. Even at left back.
Yeah, Kevin Alvarez did have. He had a good year with Mexico and in the league and La Liga.
Yeah, but
the Liga BBVA.
The problem with La Liga, with the Mexican league, is there's 2 tournaments. So, like, if he does good in one tournament and does the team doesn't do good in the other.
Which honestly, I think they should change that, dude. I think they should change that, but it makes so much money to have 2 trophies in 1 year.
I mean, Grossman wouldn't have won La Novena without it.
I think they could have gone on a run, dude. I think we were pretty damn good.
Another thing I want to mention: top 10 under 23 center backs.
Hmm.
Let me see if you guys agree with these. Maria
I
Shah at
don't
number
agree with
10,
it already.
Timber at 9, Botman at 8. Huh?
I said I don't agree with it already.
Who was it?
Maria Shelley, Justin Timber, Ben Bodman at number 8, Ronald Araujo at 7, Pierre Kalulu at 6. What's Bastoni's name? Anyway, Bastoni at 5.
Alessandro.
Yes, I knew it was Italian, really Italian name.
That's racist.
Matias de Ligt at 4. It's not. That's how they name him. Brahim Konate at
Who's
3.
they?
The Italians. William Saliba at 2. And Josco Covadiola at number 1. Why don't you agree?
I don't agree with
Uh,
Gavardiola at number 1.
Maria
uh,
Shelley?
I don't have a problem with Gabriel number one. I agree with that. I think Ronald Araujo should be way higher than what he is.
I
That's
agree.
what I was thinking too.
I think
Finally
he,
said something coherent.
dude. I already told you I'm the most unbiased analyst you'll ever see,
Dude, you just compared Dani Ceballos to Sergio Busquets.
His ball
That's pretty
possession.
unbiased.
That's all I said is ball possession. I did not compare those two players.
yeah.
I cared the ball possession.
Let me compare this cat that knows how to leap to a jaguar. What? This guy, come on, start small.
Well, if you were comparing a Jeep to a Jaguar, you would obviously compare that they both
No.
start with the J.
No, a cat to a jaguar.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I think
I was gonna
Araujo
say
should
that,
be up there.
Yeah, I think Williamson. Ibrahim Konate, I think he would be lower for me.
I agree with that.
Pierre Kalulu would also be lower for me.
Yep,
Number 6
definitely.
is kind of crazy
Yeah.
when he's not even the starter.
Yep.
But yeah, just also maybe another French guy in here. I just. But
I really like Sven Botman and
Yeah. He was solid.
I think he was the biggest signing for Newcastle. I think he kind of really helped Lille kind of get that trophy that one year that PSG didn't do their job. He was like one of the like best center backs. He's a lefty too, so there's always going to be a position for a left-footed center back. Ronald Araujo, I think, should be number 1. To be honest, I think, especially how good they're doing now, like it's crazy that he's not higher.
I think Gavardiol just edges him a little bit just because he is a little bit younger.
I agree.
And he's I think he's just a little bit better than
Then make a list at one age. Then make a list at one age. Make a list of the one age, because then that's just because he's younger. It's like, what the hell, dude? We're, I think the World Cup kind of showed more eyes on Gavardiol, especially because Ronald Araujo didn't really have that relevant World Cup. I guess that's probably why it goes down more.
Well, no, just because of last season as well. He had a really good last season as well, and he started this season really good. Araujo has been a really consistent defender for him, but it's probably just because of the struggles of Barcelona that they had that he wasn't able to shine as much.
I mean, they're putting Marcos Alonso next to him.
But,
I was going to say that I don't think Galen was being biased comparing Real Madrid player with the Barcelona player. I think he was being complimentary. I don't think he was being biased by doing that.
No, but yeah, he was being, because
how am I
Dani
being-
Ceballos?
Dude, if I just... I'm not saying that Ceballos is at the same level.
Yeah,
of
possession
Sergio Busquets.
with the one of the best guys at possession. That's crazy, guy.
I said the way that he's calm on the ball. That's all I said about the way that he's on the ball.
You could have said a young Modric. I would have been like, yeah, sure. Tottenham. If you would have said Tottenham Modric, I would have been like, yeah.
Who would you said, Junior? Who would you said?
Nobody.
watched
Dani
Modric.
Ceballos is not good enough.
I've never
Don't
watched
start with
young
this.
Modric, so I don't know what you're talking about. I know watch
So
Tottenham.
fucking funny.
He's always been old.
Junior yelling nobody kind of made me think of those reels where you see like there's like music doom doom and there's someone being like that guy was not good enough, and then it's showing the guy like struggling, and then it shows him like actually doing good.
He wasn't doing good. Don't start right now.
Who would you compare him with though? Nobody? You said nobody?
To what? The possession? Like, oh, the thing you're supposed to be doing? God.
I
He's
kind
like
of see a
average.
little bit of Flamini when he was really good with Arsenal, like where he was able to body defenders to keep him away
See,
from the ball and build up play.
that's more
From what
realistic.
I've seen from Dani Ceballos at Arsenal, and he's kind of very versatile because he could attack too, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he prefers to. It's more. He was more of a box to box than.
Well, yeah, because he used to be able to play on the wings, but just how amazing he is to connect the play, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's it's a really good player to have, especially like you said, he's playing his best right now.
Well,
Yeah,
So
the best
hopefully he
that
doesn't leave.
the best that I've seen him play with Real Madrid. Um,
Oh,
outside
I
of
hope
this,
you guys keep him because it would be a shame for him to go to another team.
yeah, guys.
well,
I hope you
I
guys
just
keep him
hope
so we
that
could run over you again.
I just hope whatever he decides to do that he keeps on being able to play and showcase his talent because I do think that he's a very talented midfielder, and I just want to whatever is best for his future. If it's with us, then I'm more welcome. I'd like to see him play more, but if it's away and first team, then I'd be glad for him. I'd be happy for him. That's what I meant.
What would you say, Junior?
But
What would you say when Calvin was talking? You said something, and I don't think Calvin heard you.
nothing. So Sergio Busquets of his generation.
I think Junior said, "I hope you keep him," so you guys struggle. I think that's what Junior said.
No, I said I hope you keep him so we run over you guys again.
Such a
So dumb.
hater, dude.
No.
All right, guys. Well, that's the end of our episode for today. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you haven't already, keep updated with our day for our video post. Jordan, anything you want to say before we end today's episode?
If you watch this far, you must be a real dummy.
Oh my god. And Junior.
Looking forward to the U.S. game against. I think. Actually, I don't know, but they play this this Saturday.
All right. Thank you for that. The Real Madrid will be playing tomorrow as well as Valencia, so we're seeing who goes to the semifinals, right? They're playing to go to the semifinals.
Yeah.
Yep. So the semifinals. So I'll keep an eye on those games. And until next time, thank you guys for watching.